Just like to offer a big shout out to Touchdown Digital, the sponsor of this week's video.
Well, good morning everybody. Welcome back to the channel. So good to have you all here. Today I've come back down to the Leura Cascades and I'm just walking down now to them. I've got about a probably kilometre walk down here because the car park's still closed, as I said in the previous, or the other two videos. And this is the final part of this series that I've been doing here, photographing the Leura Cascades. But today I'll be going down to Weeping Rock and Bridal Veil Falls. And as I said in the previous two videos, this is, I haven't been here for some time, especially down to Weeping Rock and Bridal Veil Falls. Now I do know that there is a big walk out, but up some stairs and things, but that's okay. This is what we do when we photograph the landscape, get into areas that people are a bit unfamiliar with, and this is no exception here. Just go through here, I'm still walking in the dark. But yeah, it still should be okay. You'll see me walk down to the falls in this video, and once I get to the bottom of them, I'll show you exactly what I'm going to do and how to photograph this magnificent location here in Leura Cascades in the Blue Mountains. And there is a location here which you would have seen in the last video, part 2, of where I shot a waterfall through some trees, fallen trees. And what I'm going to do in the next couple of weeks is I'm going to come out here around about probably midnight and light paint that timber and the waterfall. So that'll be very interesting. I don't know whether I'll be able to film it during the night, but when I do that, I will post those pictures or those images later on. But yeah, look, I'm on my way down here now. Once I get down there, I will turn the video camera back on and I'll just show you this magnificent place called Weeping Rock here in the Blue Mountains, Leura Cascades. Well, I finally made it to the base of Bridal Veil Falls, and just down there is Weeping Rock. I have to say, I haven't been here for about 6 years, but there's one thing I remember, and that's the climb out of here. I mean, even coming down is very taxing. My legs are like jelly at the moment. I'm leaning up against this railing here. But I think it's going to take me probably an hour to get out of here. I've got a bit of a gear in this bag. I've got my video camera here and another tripod and water and food and everything else. But it's probably going to take me about probably an hour to climb back out of here because, by God, it's steep. But when you get here, it is just mind-blowing what we've got here. And I know I sound prejudiced because I live in this area, but for goodness sakes, if you're in Sydney or anywhere in Australia and you want to come for a holiday and you come to the Blue Mountains, you've got to come here because this is just, I can't describe it. And as I said, I've been here for about 6 years, and I do remember it being pretty good for photography, but that walk out of here, by God, I'm going to sleep tonight. But hey, that's what we do. And that's what you've got to do if you want to get some really great landscape images. I mean, you've got to get out of that comfort zone, get out of your recliner chair and get your backside off the lounge and get out of here, because even though it's tough, at least you can say when you get home, I've got some great captures, great images, and I conquered this monster walk out of here. And that's important to me, and I hope it's important to you if you ever get the chance to come here. So what I'm going to do, oh, by the way, as you've just seen, there's Bridal Veil Falls there, up there. It's a monster, absolute monster. But yeah, I'll put the GoPro away, go down here, set up the other video camera, and just show you this magnificent location we call Weeping Rock. Okay, first composition for the day is I've got the Bridal Veil Falls, which I showed you earlier, the big main falls up the top. Geez, it's a big waterfall, this. And then it comes down into Tears and it just cascades over here. We've got like a gap. This area has changed actually. Something must have happened ecologically with the landscape. Something's happened, and the water's not flowing over the rock like it should. So it's coming around through a gap, which is still pleasingly okay to photograph. But I'll turn the camera around, I'll show you what I'm talking about, and I'll run through with you how I'm going to photograph this. On the right hand side I've got these ferns. There's a little bit of a breeze. First tip, when you're photographing waterfalls, even though there's no wind here today, the actual force of the water creates motion, obviously, but it creates its own breeze, its own wind. So as the water's rushing down, it's starting to move all the ferns and everything, but they're just really nice colour. I'm using a circular polarizer here to bring out those colours. If you want moss-covered rocks, this would have to be the place, seriously. It's just a spectacular scene. We've got a lyrebird up there on the rock, beautiful bird here that we've got here in the Blue Mountains. He's probably going to be in the shot in a minute. But the water's really flowing very well. We've had 3 days of rain, which I've been waiting for. I was supposed to do this last week, no rain, meaning the waterfalls wouldn't be at their best. But they're at their best now. Yeah, just incredible place. So what I'll do, I'll turn this camera around and I'll show you exactly how I'll photograph this magnificent location. Okay, as you can see, this is exactly what I'm photographing. Straight through here, we've got the ferns over here. All the moss-covered rocks are all green. They've got green rocks over this side over here. But as you can see, I'll do this shot with in landscape orientation and then in portrait orientation, because if I can do it in portrait orientation at 17mm, I'll be a very happy man, because I'm trying to build this image with this big rock we've got here. And I think that should be okay. As I said, there's a slight breeze. You'll see these ferns moving over here. There, yeah. That's not going to cause me a problem. I don't have to focus stack anything here. I don't really focus stack at all, really. I'm shooting at f11 to f16. It's giving me a shutter speed around about 2 seconds, 2.5 seconds, which I don't want to go any more than that. Another free tip, when you're photographing waterfalls, you've got to look at the flow of the water because that'll dictate what shutter speed you're going to use. You don't want it too slow because you just end up with a white, milky, blobby mess. And you don't want it too fast either because you don't want to freeze the motion of the water. Some people like the frozen motion of water. Me preferably like to shoot anywhere between 1/2 second to 2.5 seconds. All depends on the water flow. But basically, yeah, look, that's the shot that I'm talking about. And of course I'll put these shots at the end of this video. Plus also the shots that I took in the previous 2 videos pertaining to this location, I'll put them also at the end of the video in case you haven't seen them. But look, I'll take that shot now. Let go of the tripod, don't touch the tripod for God's sake. Okay, so what I like to do is magnify it. Beautiful. Fantastic. Now, also too, if your camera has what we call zebras or blinkies, that I suggest you switch that on because what that does, that'll blink if you've blown out your highlights. And I just looked then and I've got a slight couple of blinkies in the water. Keeping in mind, this is a JPEG image on the back of this camera. I'm shooting in RAW, but when I put it into post-edit, those blinkies won't be there. So I know that by keeping the shutter speed at that speed, which was, for that one, was 2 seconds, I'm happy with that because of the current water flow. I keep on looking at that. I keep on looking at those stairs that I've got to climb coming out. The things we do for photography, eh? The water place. The pain will be worth it, believe you me. I'll take a few more shots and I'll get back to you. Okay, I've changed for another composition here. If you have a look here, you'll see like there's steps in this rock. How cool's that? Got the fern at the front of it or at the side of it. Got the waterfall at the back and then the big one up further. But have a look at these steps here, over there. In the 1920s, would you believe people used to come down here? I don't know how they got down here because there's a lot of man-made structure here, like walkways, and even though it's very, very steep. In the 1920s, people from the mountains used to come here on picnics and outings, day outings, and swim here. And I'm led to believe that these steps were almost carved by hand. Can you believe this? How tough were these people? And they used to climb up here and then jump into the pool. It just ceases to amaze me, you know, our forebearers, how tough they were and how hard they worked, you know. But this is going to be a great shot because this is the money shot of all. When you come here, this is the money shot, so they tell me, and I tend to agree with people. So we've got the rock with the steps there, got the fern there, got the steps and the fern. Now the fern's moving a bit, so what do? Well, I can wait for just that split second and take the shot and don't get any blurring of the ferns. Or what I can do, I can take one shot at a high shutter speed of the rock with the fern moving, and then another overall shot at around about 1.5 seconds, maybe 2 seconds, and then go into Lightroom Photoshop and blend those 2 images together. I have a feeling I might have to do that, so I'll give it a go. I'll have to blend the shots, I think, because there's a lot of water flowing and it's creating a breeze by itself. But this will be the shot. I've got the camera down a bit lower, as you can see. Circular polarizer. I'm shooting at f16 actually for this, well, for one shot. And then the second shot will be probably f16 as well. I don't want to change the aperture. but it's the shutter speed that I'm more concerned about. So I'll do that and I'll blend those in, and you'll see this image at the end of this video. Okay, I have the camera down a bit lower now, so basically similar sort of shot that I took over there, but this time I'm square on with the rock with the steps in it, with the fern in the middle. Just a beautiful, beautiful image. And I've just taken it, and I have to say, I can't wait to put this into post-edit to bring out these colours. This is a beautiful, beautiful location for photography. It's just that it's a hell of a walk out, and you know I keep on banging on about the walk out. It was hard enough getting down here. My legs were like jelly when I got to the bottom here. Now I've got to climb back out, so I'm nearly finished now. I'll take a couple of more shots, but it just goes to show that when you arrive at a location, just don't set up your tripod and get stuck into it, you know. Just walk around, have a look around. There's a couple more compositions I'll take here, which you'll see at the end of this video, a couple of more images, but it's green, it's wet, it's lush, it's rainforest environment, running water, ambient light. I'm a lucky man to live here, I know, and I love this. This is what I live for. I live for this. But I'll take a few more shots. I might pinpoint a few other little things here that I've just noticed. It's amazing when you just open your eyes and look around, and that's what I'm talking about. You're a photography detective. Start looking around and looking for compositions of different angles and views. You know, give the viewer that's looking at your images something to really lock onto, you know. You don't want them to just breeze past your images. You want them to really look at it and really study it and make them feel like they're standing right next to you when you took the shot. Yeah, there's a bit of water here, so I'll take a few more and I'll get back to you at the end. Well, that's it, everybody. That's finally made it back to the top. It is it's a big climb out here. It took me about 45 minutes to climb back out from the last time you've seen me there at Weeping Rock. It is a phenomenal location, but it is a hell of a climb out, and it really tests everybody. There was a few young guys coming back up, and they were puffing as much as I was, and I'm a lot older than them, I can tell you. But I got my breath back now, so I can talk to you for a bit. Now, that's the end of the 3-part series here on photographing Leura Cascades. You've obviously seen the first 1 and 2. This is the 3rd one, and that'll finish the 3 episodes. I hope you've enjoyed them. I hope you've learned something. I hope I've managed to teach you a few tricks along the way out of these 3 videos, and some really good images which I'll place at the end of this video from the 3 videos that I made here over the last 4 weeks. Beautiful temperature up here, no wind, which is good. But yeah, down there, just absolutely magnificent, and I'll put those few images into Lightroom and do a little bit of slight editing. I don't over edit my images. I'd rather be out here taking photographs the best way I can. So, but yeah, look, I'd like to know what your thoughts are and your opinions on this great location here in Leura. on the Leura Cascades. So yeah, that's about it now. That's it for this series. So the next series I'll be doing will be sunsets. We get some incredible sunsets here in the Blue Mountains because everything faces west or northwest. We very rarely get good sunrise locations here. There's a couple, but the Blue Mountains, the way it's situated on the map, is that we get a lot of great sunset locations. So that'll be the next series. I'll probably do another 3-part series on chasing sunsets here in the Blue Mountains, probably around Boar's Head, Cahill's Lookout area. There's some few ledges that I can get onto that aren't fenced off, because I chase foreground, got to have foreground. I can't do it when I'm in front of a railing or a fenced lookout. So keep an eye out for that. That'll be another 3-part series. So that's it. Thanks for joining me on this these 3 episodes. I much appreciate your kind words from the last 2 videos. It means a lot to me. We put a lot of effort into these videos to bring to you. So that's it for another episode of Sniper Photography. As I always say, be nice to yourself, family and friends, but most of all, you keep smiling and keep shooting. Bye for now. Boy, I'm going to enjoy this coffee.